What if the key to supporting a calmer, more stable brain wasn't found in a pill bottle, but on your plate? What if a food long misunderstood, dietary fat, played a therapeutic role for the brain? This isn't a passing wellness trend. It's a century-old clinical approach with documented results, especially in children with hard-to-treat epilepsy. In cases where traditional medications haven't worked, a high-fat, low-carb diet has helped manage symptoms in up to 70% of children with certain seizure disorders. That raises an intriguing question. Could this approach help adults too? The science is evolving, and the hope it brings is real. Section 1. Life with uncontrolled epilepsy. Imagine trying to manage your day while your brain misfires without warning. That's the experience of many people living with epilepsy. Some, like our example Mark, face what's known as drug-resistant epilepsy, meaning that medications don't fully control their seizures. Despite cycling through various treatments, Mark continues to experience seizures, along with side effects like fatigue and cognitive fog. Daily life becomes unpredictable. Social events and career ambitions shrink. For people in this situation, researchers began exploring not just new drugs, but nutritional strategies that had once shown promise. Section 2. The medical history of a surprising solution. In the 1920s, physicians noticed that fasting could reduce seizure activity. But fasting isn't sustainable long-term. So scientists at institutions like Mayo Clinic and Johns Hopkins developed a dietary approach that mimicked fasting's effects, the ketogenic diet. By emphasizing fat and minimizing carbohydrates, this diet shifts the body into a metabolic state called ketosis. In this state, the body produces ketones, an alternative fuel source that some brains may use more efficiently. Although widely used in the early 20th century, the ketogenic diet fell out of mainstream use when new anti-seizure medications became available. It wasn't until the 1990s, when families like that of filmmaker Jim Abrahams revived interest, that the diet regained medical attention. His son Charlie's response to the therapy helped reignite clinical research worldwide. Section 3. How the diet works, simply explained. So, why might this diet help manage seizures? The core idea is metabolic flexibility. Normally, the brain relies on glucose for fuel. But in ketosis, the liver converts fat into ketones, which the brain can also use for energy. This shift in fuel may reduce neuronal excitability, a factor linked to seizure activity. In addition, the diet appears to influence neurotransmitters, reduce oxidative stress, and potentially lower inflammation in the brain. Section 4. Evidence for children and adults. In pediatric epilepsy, especially in genetic or severe cases, studies show that around 50% of children see their seizures reduced by half. Some even become seizure-free, though results vary. For adults, newer studies, especially those from centers like Johns Hopkins, have shown that modified versions of the diet, like the Modified Atkins Diet, MAD, can be effective and more sustainable. Many adults report fewer seizures, better clarity, and improved quality of life. While total seizure control isn't common, even significant reduction can be transformative. Section 5. Real-world outcomes and practical considerations. Let's return to Mark. With medical guidance, he begins the Modified Atkins Diet. Early on, it's challenging. Tracking carbs, restructuring meals, learning a new way to eat. But after a few weeks, he notices changes. His thinking feels clearer, and the seizures become less frequent. This isn't an overnight fix. It's a clinical dietary strategy that requires dedication and expert supervision. There are side effects to monitor, like digestive changes or lipid imbalances, which is why this approach should only be explored with healthcare providers who specialize in epilepsy and nutrition. The ketogenic diet reminds us that food can do more than nourish. It can sometimes act as part of a therapeutic approach. What began as an alternative to medication for children is now showing promise for adults too. It's not suitable for everyone, and it's not meant to replace medical care. But it does challenge how we think about the connection between metabolism and brain function. If this topic resonates with you or someone you care about, consider discussing it with a neurologist or registered dietitian. Trusted resources like the Charlie Foundation and the Epilepsy Foundation offer science-backed guidance and support. And now over to you. Have you ever explored how diet affects your brain or mood? Drop a comment and share your experience. Your story could help someone else.